I'm at Divertimenti Marylebone High Street for the Divertimenti Culinary Salon, Women in Food, and it's my pleasure to welcome Valentina Harris. And I have your latest book, which is absolutely gorgeous, Fiori di Zucca.
Fiori di Zucca.
Courgette flowers.
Roughly translates as courgette flowers, yes.
So
flowers
what's
of the pumpkin.
What's the story behind the title? Because I'm sure there is one. How did you come to choose that?
It's sort of reminiscent. The book is all about memories. And it's reminiscent of, you know, picking courgette flowers and preparing them and eating them, really.
And there are lovely,
simple as that.
There are lovely photographs in here and recipes, and it's mingled in a really beautiful way.
Thank you. Yes, it's a very dear book to me because it's very, very personal. You know, it's all about my family. It's basically it's the ingredients that make me are in that book, if you know what I mean. That's really what it's about.
So food was an integral part of you and your family and upbringing and everything.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, my mother was the most astonishing gourmet, and you know, from her, one learnt to appreciate a lot about food. My father was a very fussy eater, so that was slightly different, but. But my mother had this, you know, huge passion, and was always, you know, making us all, as a big family, go to, you know, really good restaurants. And we spent a lot of time driving back and forth between Italy and England. And my father was also peripatetic to the extreme, and so we spent a lot of time going back and forth by car. And my mother would chart these, you know, gourmet stops on the way where we would be, you know, exposed from a very young age to extraordinary things. And by the time I was 8, you know, as the story goes, I had converted the family sandpit into my first restaurant, and you know, I was away.
As you do at that age. I love that thought of it not being a direct trip from point A to point B, but you know, based on where the best restaurants are going to be
always,
along the way.
yes, absolutely, yes. I mean, I remember in those days, you know, there were no motorways. It was, you know, there were a lot of us. There's 6 of us plus my parents. And you know, lumbering old cars, and but by the time we got to wherever we were going and settled down to enjoy, you know, whatever fantastic dish my mother knew that this particular restaurant would prepare for us, it was absolutely all worth it.
Amazing. And you are working on something else. Can we talk about it? About your next book? Can we allude to it?
We can allude to it.
In a sneaky sort of way?
Well, I'm very much hoping, you know, fingers crossed that this comes off, but I have thought for a very, very long time that somebody needs to write the stories rather, behind the Italian food dynasties of London and the rest of the UK. How they got here, why they got here, what's happened to them, you know, how the young people feel about having this kind of great legacy behind